All right, coming back once again. Hope everybody's doing well, and may God bless everybody. I know some people gonna laugh at this title, because as you see it up there, it says, "Let's stone all the hoes and kill all the men." Let's stone all the hoes in the world and kill the men. And I'm titling this for a reason, because I've been kicking it with Pop today, and we was talking about a whole lot of different things. And Pop made a joke about how it was back in the Old Testament and how you would be stoned for this and killed for that. And we was talking about women, men also. And when you look back in the Old Testament, so I'm gonna break this down where a kid can understand it. Now, somebody gonna get mad at me for doing this video, and somebody gonna feel me in this video. All this hoeing around nowadays, how a woman is selling their body, stripping, walking around here with these little shorts on, acting hoish. If you lived back in those times, you'd have been killed a long time ago. How they was stoning men, how you was doing all your crimes, you would be killed. If you killed, you was killed. Some countries still believe in chopping your hand off. That's the hand he stole with, chop it off. What if it got back like that now? See, I'm saying this for a reason, because a lot of people don't understand the law. And when Jesus said, "I didn't come to destroy the laws of the prophets, but to fulfill them," this is why people get mad at me when I say the 10 Commandments never was for us. It was for Israel. In the old times, when you look at what was going on before Christ even was on the scene, you had a lot of laws and consequences you got dealt with. And you got a lot of hoes walking around here, hoish. Some of them don't care. They giving it up to any and everybody. You couldn't walk around like that back then. You got a lot of men stealing, robbing, and man, you would be killed. When he said, "I did not come to destroy the laws of the prophets," so many people don't understand that. And people be walking around and talking about, well, we still under this, and the 10 Commandments, and this and that, such and such this. Well, if Jesus didn't fulfill the laws, don't you know you will be dead right now? If Christ didn't get on the cross, don't you know you will be dead right now? When he shed his blood, when he said it is finished, see, even all this fake mess going around in church, if you was laying hands on folks and you was unclean and dirty, you wasn't repenting yourself, look at what happened to you. When you do all this fake speaking in tongues and fake shouting, boy, I tell you, people, when you play around with God, see, the reason I'm saying is because a lot of folks don't understand that when God said Israel was his chosen, that was his chosen. That's why the 10 Commandments back then was rolled straight to Israel. Those laws, and people don't understand that. When you look at the difference between the Jews and the Gentiles, of course, Christ loved everybody. That's why he came, not to condemn the world, but through him the world could be saved. That's why he told the thief on the cross, "This day you're going to be in paradise with me." What if Christ never came? That thief probably never had a chance at getting into paradise. What if Jesus didn't tell that woman to sin no more? Go your way and sin no more. What if Jesus would have condemned everybody and gave them exactly what they deserved? So you couldn't walk around hoish. And more each day we wake up and live, more people just doing any and everything. You got men walking around here hoeing around, but they act like it's okay when they do it, and they'll call a woman a hoe in a heartbeat. Well, I done slept with her. It's just like when Jesus was anointed by that sinful woman. She anointed Jesus' body. That woman knew what she did. Jesus knew. The Pharisees knew. Probably the whole town knew. But she just anointed Jesus' body. And the Pharisee didn't even offer Jesus a cup of water. Jesus didn't condemn that woman. She was forgiven just like that. And oftentimes people forget about things like this because there is no compassion in this world. There is no love. There is no forgiveness. But people saying they love God, they can't even forgive their own brother. And When you think about the times we are living in right now, you got some people putting their kids out there to be hoes, to make that money. Be a prostitute. They encourage them. You could not live right now like you couldn't live like that in the Old Testament. You couldn't. Let's fast forward to our day time when you can pull up at the store. You see a woman, man, with little old bitty Daisy Dukes on. She got a thong on. You can't do nothing but see her body. Man, women was getting done bad back then. But we see nowadays people being raped, murdered, trains getting ran on them. That's why I titled this video, Let's Start Stoning Hoes and Kill Up All the Men. And I'm saying that in the way of referring back to the Old Testament. Now, I'm not telling you to go out here and start throwing stones at people, literally people. I just want you to catch what I'm saying. This is what happened back then. You couldn't live that kind of way. And I'm also saying this because I want some of these women who look at my page, if you're going through some stuff or know somebody, hey, tell them, man, you can straighten up. It's a better way. You ain't got to present yourself as a hoe. You ain't got to be hoish. And men, you ain't got to be hoish either. We got enough babies out of wedlock, trust me. We don't need no more babies out of wedlock. We don't need no more deadbeat daddies. We don't need no more baby mama drama. Women, close your legs. Men, keep your thing in your pants. That'll cut out a lot of this stuff. I know people don't want to hear stuff like this. Go, oh, JT, you talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about it. See, what need to be talked about nowadays ain't being talked about. Everybody want to hear this old feel-good stuff. Well, the Bible don't make me feel good all the time, people. It makes me check myself. And that's why I talk to self first before I get off into these videos. I ain't excluded people. I ain't no better than no hoe, no drug dealer, no pimp, no nothing. I ain't better than nobody. I'm just a servant. I'm a messenger spreading the word. You couldn't live that way back then. Think about it. Oh, don't even talk about what happened with the Romans. When you look at the whole thing about respect, that's why it was so important when the Bible say, present your body a living sacrifice to be holy and acceptable. That's in all areas, people. That means you don't supposed to be walking around or horn around. You don't supposed to be drugging your body up. Your body is a temple. You don't supposed to be getting drunk, smoking up everything, and passing out till you can't smoke no more. See, people don't like hearing stuff like this, I know. That's why when God chose Israel, God didn't want Israel to look like nobody else. That's why he was so hard on Israel. He was so strict, and then Israel still was disobedient. The children of Israel, excuse me. Committing all that, man, idolatry. They start worshiping their own gods. They start turning away from God. God called them a stiff-necked people one time. He said, I know the most stiff-necked people I know. God was ready to kill them up. See, when you looked at what happened in the first earth age, people, that's why the Bible teaches us it's going to be just like the days of Noah. Because everybody running around here, hoeing around, sleeping around, ain't worrying about Christ coming back. They don't care. They too busy partying. Oh, man, I got to go get my drink on. It's time to go hit the club, man. It's jumping like 2 in the morning. I got to go do this. I got to, bam, what you going to do when it's that time? I always tell people, when the Lord do return, what would he catch us doing? When he returned, what if he catch the homosexual in the bed with the homosexual? The liars still lying, the cheaters. You still worshiping your false God. You still high. You still drunk. You're going to be so high as hell you ain't going to even understand what's going on. What if when he come back, he catch you in the midst of your sin? You couldn't live like that back then, man. That's why so many people act so holy than thou. And you see some women, they dress from the head to the toe. You'll never see their body in some of these holiness churches. Now, I ain't saying you got to be all like that, people. Because when he fulfilled the laws, quite a few things changed. But people don't agree with me when I say that. Because if the laws didn't change, We all will be getting stoned. If the laws didn't change, would none of us have a chance for salvation? None of us. The laws didn't change, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. What if we all got what we deserve? See, people don't understand grace and mercy. Grace. Woo, mercy. What if you got what you deserve, you really deserve? Grace. Grace. God's riches at Christ's expense. I want women to think about all this horn around, and men also. Then you got men horn around with men. See, when you look at Leviticus, that's why people don't understand why a homosexual still living. They don't understand why you have all of these sins and you are still here living, because God don't want nobody to perish. He giving us so much time, but one day this time gonna run out, people. People are gambling with their souls because they think it's gonna be 12 more comings of Christ. Oh, he'll come back and get me the next time. He gonna come back and get me the next time. He gonna come back and get me the next time. How many times you want him to come back? Because he ain't coming back that many times, people. Stop gambling with your soul. You might as well stone all the hoes and kill up all the men. Hang them. Cut their hands off. Cut their things off when they sleeping around. Oh, when you wasn't married, see, you could not be running around, horning around, and you wasn't married. Oh, come on, people. Study the Bible. Now you got people married, horning around. People married, got babies outside of their marriage. If you was in Israel days back in the day, you be dead. Wouldn't be no hoes right now. Wouldn't be no hoes in these clubs. Wouldn't be no hoes standing on the strip, on these corners, on these blocks. And women, I don't mean no disrespect towards you. And I'm getting on the men as well. Wouldn't be all of this. Look at how many people stealing. Run up in somebody, steal their goods, man. You couldn't see that old, man, that Old Testament ain't no joke. I dare you to study it. I'm tired of people skipping past the Old Testament and just jumping to the New. You might as well stone all the hoes and kill up all the men if we was going to keep living in that law. That's why you got to learn and really understand the law. That's why you got all this confusion about paying your tithes. You got all this confusion about a whole lot of things. You can't wear pants to church. You can't wear earrings. You can't do this. You got tattoos. You got all kind of laws, and people don't understand. Jesus don't care about what you got on, nor what you look like. He wants your soul. Come out of Babylon, which means confusion. We got a lot of confusion, man. If we were still living in them days, you would be stoning all the hoes, and me and you wouldn't have it made easy either. See, we got so much freedom over here, and we don't even recognize it. You got freedom to even worship the Lord. When some people in the other side of the world, they don't have that kind of freedom. They getting killed for worshiping the Lord. And you got the nerve to go up in the church house and want to worship in your Hoe'S ways and act like a hoe in the church. Tell me the Lord pleased with that. No, he not pleased with that. Judgment gonna hit hard in the house of God. Look at 2 Peter in the book of Revelation if you think I'm lying. Judgment will start in the house of God. And it's gonna be a terrible day. It's gonna be a terrible time because there's too many people playing around, hoeing around, cheating, stealing, robbing, you name it. He didn't want nobody to perish. He told us that more than once. You choosing, you making that bed, you're gonna have to lie in it, people. You making that bed, you're gonna have to lie in it. So many people have turned their back on God. There wouldn't be no hoes walking around her if we was living just like the Old Testament. Stone all the hoes and kill up all the men. Whatever you did, you got dealt with. But you better thank God for grace and mercy. Thank God for grace and mercy, because none of us will make it in. That's why the people that Jesus chose, they wasn't all that perfect people. But oh, how he taught them how to be, how he still used them. That's why I said in the old video, you wonder why David was still living. David should have been dead behind what he done. But God still used him. And God is still using us. Stay blessed. Stop all the horn around, women. Stop all the horn around, men. Let's come together and get on one accord. like the Lord wants us to do and do his will. With that being said,